welcome back. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso only on SABC3. Now, on June the 16th, 1976, Sam Nzima captured an image that helped to change the course of history. The famous image of Hector Pietersen, who was shot and killed in the Soweto uprising, continues to be a symbol of the struggle for many people. Now, at the age of 80, Sam is using his mobile phone to capture iconic moments and tell the stories of the future. And we're privileged to have him with us in studio. Sam, thank you very, very much for joining us. Let me shake your hand, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing to have you with us.
Right.
Let's talk about this picture right off the bat. I think the thing that many people don't know is that this picture almost never saw the light of day. What happened in that moment? What was it like being in that moment, and how did you get that picture? How did you get it out?
It was so difficult at that time, during the apartheid era. It was difficult to take pictures when the police were busy performing their duties. And I was clever enough when after I've taken this picture, I wound up the film, then I stuck it in my sock. Then they came after, they pounced on me and say, "Makop your camera, what magiso?" They asked me what I'm doing there, I must open my camera. So they took all my cameras and they exposed all the films that I was taking the pictures with. But this one was safe because I was clever enough to remove it first and stuck it into my sock.
In your sock?
Yeah. Then I gave to the driver to rush immediately to the World Newspaper's office. And indeed, that was done. Then they went to process, they developed the film, and it was a debate whether they can use this picture or not, because the picture was horrifying everybody in the office. So the chief sub-editor and the former editor, Pacey Koboza, allowed this picture, said, "Let us use the picture." And the extra late on that day, 3 o'clock, it was produced, the World Newspaper, on about 3 p.m.
Jeez, you know what, there's so much emotion behind that picture. Did you ever think when you took that picture and you saw it for the first time, it's going to be a part of history like this?
No, I did not. But I realized that this is a very good picture, because immediately after I've taken that, I wound the film, then I stuck it in my sock. I have realized that the picture is good, but I did not know that it's going to be so famous like what it is now today.
Unbelievable. But of course, you haven't stopped. I mean, your passion for taking photos still continues. Back then, you shot on film, like you mentioned, a Pentax camera, I see, that cost you 180 Rand and took you a year to pay off. That is incredible. I mean, now that you're shooting digitally as well, using your smartphone, do you miss the world of film?
Yes, I do, because, you know, there is an art in the film. When you go to the dark room, you can change everything, watch it, yes. But nowadays, it's digital that we are using. We are no longer going to the dark room, say Lightroom, and they can edit your pictures from the cell phone, whatever you do. And in the past, we used to be forced that you must develop a picture and print exactly to fit the 2 or 3 columns in the newspaper. But nowadays, the digital, just go into the computer and edit.
Well, I guess it's easier in a way as well. You can get some nice pictures, but you are also continue to making history with gorgeous exhibitions as well that you have taken with your mobile phone. Tell me about some of the pictures and moments that you enjoy capturing nowadays as well.
Now, nowadays, what I'm enjoying is that, you know, a cell phone, a digital, you don't even focus, you just point to the subject, then you press the button, then you get what you want. And it's so easy. Anybody can use that digital camera, the cell phone, yes.
Now, sorry to interrupt you there. The exhibitions that you have the focus, these are some of the photos at the exhibitions. These photos are up for auction that goes towards a good cause, to your art gallery, and also towards a training program for photography. Tell me a bit more about that.
Yes, I'm launching the foundation, Sam Nzima Foundation, on the 18th of this month. The reason being that I want to leave a very good legacy for the youth of South Africa. They must learn for the journalism, because that's a very good thing to be done by the youth of South Africa. I want them to follow suit what I've done. And on the 18th, that is the day where I'm going to launch this, because I'm going to have a photo gallery and a studio where I'm going to teach this youth of our country, the whole South Africa, how to take their pictures and how to write your captions, how to write the story. The 5 W's and 1 H must be applicable there, so that they must know how to write the story.
I absolutely love it. Sam, it was such a pleasure. I mean, these photos that we've seen, I mean, you take it by my mobile phone as well. It is absolutely brilliant. Last advice for aspiring photographers out there using smartphones. I mean, you said point and shoot, but there's some art involved as well.
Yes, there are some art involved, because you can enlarge the picture, you can zoom it with your finger on that digital phone. Before, in the past, we used to carry standard lens, wide angle, tele lens, flashlight. You were carrying such a heavy bag. You know, my shoulder has been now damaged here. The nerve has been damaged because of carrying that heavy gadget bag.
And nowadays...
But nowadays, I just put a small thing in my pocket. When I put it, I get everything that I want to get.
Love it. Sam, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Sam Nzima, legend of photojournalism, of course, took that famous picture of Hector Pietersen in the Soweto uprising, 1976. He's like the granddad we all want to have. So knowledgeable when it comes to technology. Sam, let me shake your hand again, man. Really, really nice to have you on the show.
Lovely.
Right, next up, though, jeans and tees go together like summer and sunshine. So when the team at Re checked out the work of graphic artist Sindiso Nyoni, it wasn't long before they collaborated on a collection of graphic print tees that bring style to the streets this season. So let's catch up with Sindiso at his studio in Jozi.